That's for sure. And we kind of like already, I think, moved to this topic of the Russian disinformation and the Russian operations. So as you already mentioned that you have a course, you teach in a course in the Institute of World Politics on the methods employed by the Russian intelligence services. And it is well known that contemporary Russian disinformation traces its origins to the Soviet KGB doctrine of active measures. And in your writing, you have noted that the Russian Foreign Intelligence Services, known as SVR, and the main intelligence directorate, which is GRU, actively employ what are known as operational combinations to legitimize fabricated narratives in the West. So here that would be great to hear your perspective as an intelligence officer, as the former intelligence officer. How would you describe the defining signatures of Russian information and psychological operations today?
Well, I would go back even before the Soviet period, going back to Tsarist times. The Tsarist Okhrana was very good at disinformation. And of course, operational combinations is one of the things we teach in the course. It goes back much, much further than, the Bolsheviks stealing power in 1917 and the creation of the Cheka. One of the greatest, and I hate to say this word great because it's not great at all, but it's very important to discuss it, and it's very timely today in the United States and in Europe, where we see the rise of anti-Semitism again. Best examples of a disinformation operation, which I can cite, is the protocols of the Elders of Zion, which were created by the Okhrana. One of the purposes that it was recreated, this fabrication that claimed that there was a Jewish conspiracy to control the world and then disseminated. One of the reasons that was done is to take pressure off the Tsar because of failed agricultural and economic policies, and to create a scapegoat for the problems of the empire. And we've seen that throughout history. People, up till 5-10 years ago were citing to me in other countries around the world, have you ever seen this document, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion? And I would tell them that was a disinformation operation going back to Tsarist times. It was a completely fabricated document. And yet it was promoted, and some people to this day believe it. They cite it. And then, going into after the Cheka was created, Dzerzhinsky, Felix Dzerzhinsky, and the leaders of the Cheka, and then the PGU, OGPU, they took a lot of the expertise from the Okhrana and they used that.